Martyn and you're watching the Guestlist Network.
Hi, this is Dan. I'm a soldier for the Guestlist Network, and we're sitting here with Rosie and Martyn. How's the summer been?
Very busy. Yeah, I've played festivals quite a lot, so it's a lot of flying as well because I live in the States.
Over the States, how's your music taken to?
Received. I guess, I mean, it's quite different, you know. The US is a very sort of different place musically. It's primarily like sort of a rock and hip hop culture, I think, and it's less about dance music. So, you know, it takes quite a lot of time to sort of, you know, convince people to listen to electronic music, I think.
Yeah.
But then again, you know, the cities are really, really big. So even, you know, if you're in a city like New York or Chicago or whatever, there's always going to be a decent crowd for whatever you do, even if it's very niche.
You're kind of regarded as one of the figures in the, kind of the dubstep kind of explosion, one could call it. What do you think of the scene right now, and where are you at?
Obviously, you know, when dubstep started, I thought it was, you know, sort of a very inspirational thing. You know, when I first encountered the music, which was usually like all the early Burial stuff and Code 9 and Digital Mystics and, you know, South London. You know, for me that was a really sort of inspirational time, and you know, I was just playing lots of drum and bass and some house and some techno, and you know, this was clearly sort of a new thing. And I don't know, I mean, you know, I was just inspired by it. I never really considered myself a real dubstep artist, you know. I mean, I just took my influences from all over the place basically and just made my sort of take on it, you know.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't necessarily regard me as one of the sort of main founders or anything. There's other people here, especially in London, that are much more founding fathers of dubstep than I am.
Where are you at with your music right now? What are you, when you DJ, I guess?
A lot of it is London based, but you know, I also just play a lot of straight up house, techno, even, you know, some sort of poppy, new wavy stuff. Just lots of different things. And I mean, it becomes more and more interesting for me just because now that the tempo is going down a little bit in UK music, you can actually mix it.
So you have a new single out?
Yes.
Mask Viper.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a.
I guess that kind of shows. Album. Yeah, I guess that kind of shows the style or the direction anyway. Yeah, right. Like sort of four to the floor-y, but it still has my sort of vibe. It's a bit organic sounding and sample based and things like that.
Your new album. Let's talk about it. What's going on?
It's called Ghost People. Okay. Second album. It was kind of interesting because I remember I had a lot of fun with the first album, just because, you know, when the first time you do an album, you can kind of put everything on the table that you've got and sort of, you know, show people what you're about. Obviously, once you've done that, you can't just do that every time. So for the second album, it took quite a while to find a sort of a direction that I wanted to take it in. I wouldn't really know how to describe it all that well. I mean, it's obviously sort of from a four to the floor era, I guess, but it just still sounds like me and
Martyn sound.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Yeah, whatever that is. Let's talk about 3024.
Yeah.
Fellow friend Rosie, graphic designer.
Yes.
So how did that come about?
Wow.
Yeah. Big
that
story.
Goes back a long time. Well, we're both from Eindhoven in the south of the Netherlands, and I don't know, how do we meet? I don't even remember. It's been a while, but we've started working together, I think, in 2001.
2001 or 2, yeah.
Where I was promoting nights, drum and bass nights, and we needed someone to design flyers. So, and I think, well, I knew you from before that though, you know, like via with friends, mutual friends and stuff, and we used to hang out at the same sort of spaces, clubs and things. So we were like, you know, we need to sort of hook up and do something together, and so we started the 3024 label, which is called 3024 because it's a zip code in Rotterdam, because I was living in Rotterdam and he lived in Rotterdam for a long time too. So that's, it's kind of like parallel lives in a way.
Yeah. So what's your tour schedule looking like for the rest of the summer?
Horrific.
Horrific. He just looks at it.
Yes. I just try not to look at it. Well,
Yeah.
it's actually it's not that bad because this summer I've been doing live shows as well as DJing.
I was going to get asked about that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's for a lot of the festivals in the summer I just play live, and for me that's kind of new and it's quite inspiring. It's also quite sort of stressful because you know you have all this equipment and you have to rely on the equipment a lot more, I think, than with regular DJing.
Yeah.
So every time I'm just like, don't crash, just make sure everything works, and you know, since I'm not super experienced in it, it's, you know, a lot of things go wrong still.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's sort of like, you know, trial and error, and it's going, you know, musically it's a lot of fun.
So, okay, we're stranded on a desert island.
I would swim really quick.
You
back
can't.
to
You can't. You're surrounded by
sharks. I
lava.
can beat them.
And you're only allowed to bring 3 people, famous or don't have to be. They can be dead or alive. Would you?
3 people. My wife, someone I would be able to hang out with for the end of time, till the end of time. Miles Davis.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Well, what about Picasso? Would he be interested?
I think it would be.
He would build little huts and then fill them up with painting, and then build another hut next to
But I
it.
think then you have 2 guys that will only be like filling up their own time. You know? So
Yeah.
you wouldn't
I
be-
could just watch.
Yeah.
Just sit there with Ali and just enjoy the view.
And
Or Johan Cruyff. I'll get him.
okay.
Yes.
Good company.
I'll get Johan Cruyff, my wife. Or you can come if you want. Or you go on the next island.
Yeah.
You have your own island with Miles.
And lastly, if you're invisible for the day,
Oh.
what would you do?
I don't think I would do much else than what I would do when I was just visible.
Things would be more exciting, like people near you.
Yeah, but I mean, I think, you know, the way I sort of, you know, go about my day is kind of what I would how I would like it to be as well. So I don't really think that being invisible would make it all that different.
Right.
You know, there's not really any place that I would want to go that otherwise I would not be able to go,
Yeah.
or something like that. So
Okay, good answer.
yeah, I don't think I need it. I don't
Right.
need invisibility
Okay.
this time.
Martyn and Rosie, it's
Cool.
been a pleasure.